Hello dear. If you desire certain animation with your app, if you want to improve your look and feel while we travel with from one fragment to another fragment, then you can see this video is about fragment navigation with transition animation using navigation graph by view binding in Android Jetpack. So let's see with certain understanding. Necessary for view binding is upgrade your Android Studio, go to help, check for update and restart it and upgrade it to 3.6 plus version. After upgraded finished, Android Studio to 3.6 plus version, new look will be look like this one. So new Android Studio. So little bit about view binding. So in Fragment, if you are generating certain XML or ready-made XML layout, then view binding provides automatic generated view binding class, which will automatically generate it. So we need to understand how it gives name. So if our layout fragment is fragment underscore home.xml, then automatic generated view binding class name will be fragment home binding. If it is fragment underscore gallery.xml, then fragment gallery binding. Then if it is fragment underscore like.xml, then fragment like binding will be the name of view binding class, and if it is fragment underscore subscribe.xml, then fragment subscribe binding will be the name of automatically generated class by view binding. So we do not need to make this class, it is automatically generated in view binding. So basically we are using view binding for that we do not need to make all the find view by IDs for all the components. So it is the view binding replaces find view by ID. Another thing, mind well that up and back are identical within your app in task as per the guideline of android.developer. If you are using these one at the below level back button or at the left top up version will be the identical within the app. So it is necessary while we navigate from one to another one. Another thing is design navigation graph. Navigation graph has been used by the navigation component to manage all those apps navigation. Currently right now navigation graph is the way to navigate from one fragment to another fragment and to design all those things. So previously activity we are deal with certain number of activities. Right now activity is the parent of all the fragments. Then we need to design all the fragments and we need to travel from one fragment to another fragment. So in this navigation graph, it contains all apps destinations, likewise source and destination, from which fragment we want to travel from to another fragment. So that logical connection is known as an action. So while we design or while we say that we are going to design the action, action means a path on the way from one fragment to another fragment that user can take to navigate from one destination to another one. So it is action. We have to design this action and call from the programmatically. Let's see. The another thing is navigation transition animation. These are two types or two different animations. One is enterAnim, means animation for the entry of target fragment, and exitAnim means animation for the exit of source fragment. Means from source to target there are two animations. One is enter is for target and exit for source. So what happen when we navigate forward means from one to another one, and these one navigation transition animation popEnterAnim means animation for the entry of target fragment, and popExitAnim means animation for the exit of source fragment. It is totally different thing. It is backward thing. What happens when we navigate backward? So that's why we understand what is up and what is back. So pop behavior, it is optional thing. popUpTo means which fragment when we navigate to backward. Likewise, if for an example, if we want to say that there are two fragments A, B and C, we want to travel from A to B and B to C. But when we press back button from C, we want to navigate directly to A, we need to set popUpTo. So one is popUpTo and another is popUpToInclusive. We will discuss it later on. So this is about to navigation graph animation and certain theory portion we need to understand before practical. So another thing is this is the GitHub library. While we are using this animation, fade in, fade out, slide in left, slide in right, slide out left and slide out right. This will be useful if you want to do it practically on your own. So there are 4 animations which we are going to use, but 2 are inbuilt with this class or upgraded library. Another 2 you need to install. So if you are professional with the Android development, then you know what are the drawables in res folder, anim folder, and inside that these are the animation XML. So our milestone 1, likewise we are going to build one milestone navigation home to home detail fragment. So we are going to design one more fragment, home detail fragment. Then we navigate from navigation home fragment to home detail fragment. After that our milestone 2 will be navigation detail fragment to navigation detail more fragment. So we are going to make these 3 things in this tutorial. Go to home detail and go to home detail more. So these are the 3 things, means 2 more fragment we are going to design, and we are going to create these actions with animation. So let's start fragment navigation with transition animation using navigation graph by view binding in Android Jetpack. Little bit more title, but a total 5 steps are here. Thus title is for understanding the purpose of this tutorial. Calling is different thing and navigation is different thing. So call one fragment to another fragment, fragment manager and fragment transaction come to the picture. This is navigation fragment. So while we are navigate from one fragment to another fragment, it is useful. So these one, first one, it is OTS one time step. If you know my style of this tutorial, then you know that it is not considering as a step. View binding enabled true. First change is in build.gradle file. Inside it is not dependency. So first thing is clear. You need to add Android view binding enable equals to true in your module app. So after that our app will be ready to view binding, because we do not need to find view by ID for all the views and all the components. So go to file and go to new project. We are going to build with ready-made certain fragments, likewise navigation drawer activity. So that's why we are taking navigation drawer activity. It is Android 3.6, so much more dependency are inbuilt with this Android Studio. New graph anim. Then it is Java. Click on finish. Then all the components will be ready. So after your components will be ready, you can define all those things, all those stuff. So first thing, tell about the build.gradle file. Make sure your internet connection is on and within this scope of Android. Then over here we are going to see this view binding enabled equals to true and sync now. Once again, sure with your internet connection. Then after Gradle will be finished, there is, if we want to design, then there is no find view by ID for all the component, which is very useful in feature in new Android Studio or Android Jetpack in Android X. So very easy and basic thing. View binding equals view binding enable equals to true. So after Gradle file will be finished. Here moving towards okay. So Gradle is ready. Build.gradle file. Just we close it down and move to another one. OTS is ready one time step. So design home detail fragment. Home detail fragment. Just we are going to design another one more fragment. There are three fragments are ready made. With this one, we are going to build one more fragment named as an home detail fragment. So step one, see this one inside the res, inside these layout. These are fragment gallery, fragment home, and fragment slideshow. So inside this one navigation. This is the new provision mobile underscore navigation.xml. So this is mobile underscore navigation.xml. On the right top side, if you click on it, then this is the thing when we are going to perform our all the tutorial. So I don't need this one home second fragment. So just copy this one and delete it. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Then no destination. I want it for the destination purpose. Okay. So this is simple. All these three fragments are here. So these three fragments 1, 2 and 3. Just I do it with this one. Okay. 1, 2 and 3 fragments. So without anything, these are three fragments. If we want to create our new fragment, so click on new destination, click over here. This is the by default it is blank fragment. If we create home fragment, then home detail fragment. So our fragment underscore home underscore detail will be the file name. So because I remember this file name because I am using view binding. So as per our discussion before, the file name of binding class will be likewise this one fragment home detail binding. Click on finish. Then after you clicking this one, I am going to travel from home to home detail fragment. If you want to create home detail fragment, then from fragment underscore home detail is here. You can navigate from code to design. Okay, just I already make one color for the home from the palette one. You can choose your palette likewise this one. See this one color home. If you travel to color home and custom also, you can select values color and you can likewise if you want to change, then you can change it from this one. It's a material 100 one, then you can change it. So this one is my color and this is hello fragment. Okay, I don't mind whatever the file name is here. So home detail. So I make home detail fragment. So by the way of this one, just I set to wrap content and text size will be 20 scale point and text color is primary dark. Then you can set all those things likewise. Just I look this one what happened with this. Okay, home detail fragment I want to make it just center. So gravity layout gravity will be center. If you want to increase this font, then you can do it. So by the way of this home detail fragment, as per our target home detail fragment is ready. So when and this is home detail fragment, we want to design home navigation home fragment also. So step number 2, navigate from home fragment to home detail fragment. currently in home fragment we need to take this button, go to home detail. So we are going to design another our parent home fragment. Likewise, background will be our home background, so theme will be same. Just I make it gravity center, it will be wrap content, and this will be wrap content. You can set gravity, layout gravity also. So margin top and all those things are here. Just text, I want to set text. Color will be the color home, and background color will be primary dark, and I will change to button. Likewise, over here btn underscore go to home underscore detail. So just we need to set text go to home detail. So everything is ready. Just see this one. Just I make it padding little bit, 20 density pixel, and width will be match parent. Okay, let's see. Yes, go to home detail button is ready. Just I remember this ID. Okay, btn go to home detail, because we want to jump from fragment home to fragment underscore home underscore detail. So navigation will be look like this one. Let's see. Close it down, this fragment home detail, and zoom little bit more. So you can click on it, and after that we need to set action. So means inside the navigation graph we need to set action, means click on this one and click to this one. So action is ready. If we want to action with certain behavior also, then we can set enter animation over here inside animation. This one enterAnim, exitAnim. Then let's see, we create enterAnim. Likewise, in you can check out this one. These are the inbuilt one. So I want to set in right, and over here I want to set out left. So both are the animation are ready with this action, but automatically all the name is also given. Likewise, action underscore name underscore home to home detail fragment. So automatically this action ID is given by this navigation graph. Thank you for the developer of IDE integrated development environment Android Studio 3.6 plus version. So just I navigate to, so I need to do certain coding also, because I need to say I want to call this on the go to home detail button. So it's a same thing, step number 2 only. If you want to create this binding, then fragment home binding will be automatically generated class name. Whatever the thing we need to write on on view created, and this on destroy view is to avoid memory leaks. Binding equals to null as per the guideline of developer.android.com. So after that we are free to use any component without find view by ID. Let's see how we can do it. So go to UI home fragment. Just I comment this one, then over here just say that what is the file name, fragment underscore home. So fragment home binding, it is automatically generated class name. Then you can say that binding is the name, then initialize inside on create view. Likewise, binding equals to, then fragment home binding dot inflate, then get layout inflator and return the value binding dot get root, semicolon it. All the stuffs are ready. Before going to this one, on view created, we need certain navigation controller. Likewise, nav controller, it is androidx. So nav controller semicolon and initialize this variable. Nav controller, we can say over here navigation androidx component navigation dot find nav controller. Over here you need to say get activity and r dot id dot then nav underscore host fragment. So it is very easy nav host fragment, which is the basically reside into content mean, and after this one on view created override on view created. Super is should be the first and return must be the last statement of any method. It is core Java. So after the super, I write directly without find view by ID. We can see this button over here. btn go to home detail dot set on click listener. We can directly write listener view on click listener. Inside this one, see this one. We can travel navigation controller dot navigate r dot id dot. Directly we can travel to our home detail fragment. Let's see first thing home detail fragment. After that we will replace it by our action. If we travel with this one, press shift F10, then let's see this is the not proper way. We do not want to make it simple. We want certain animation, so that's why we have created our action file. But uh, while we see the output of this particular, when we directly jump to home detail fragment, there is just a blink and just we navigate to home detail fragment from home fragment, but we need certain animation, so we will improve it this line of code. But simply many of us are doing this one. We simply navigate from one fragment to another fragment by this way. So let's see once a gradle invocation is finished, then simply your home activity on the Android virtual device with button go to home detail. It is simple. See the line of effect. Click on it in home detail fragment. Just boom and display the result. So I want it to why we have make this action. See this action. So if you go to this one, these action, these one, these are the with animation with destination. So we are going to use this action underscore new underscore home to home detail fragment. So over here just write that ACTI, then already action is here. Press shift F10 and see the result. Very nice one. You can feel it by this way. So it is only we have set two animation enter and exit. So you can see uh, by the way of navigation home fragment and home detail fragment comes to the navigation way. Let's see. Gradle invocation is finished. See this one. If we click on it, okay, and home detail fragment is here. When we press back, there is no animation. Click on it. It's simple thing. See this one. Go to this one. Then enter and exit anim is here. But if we press back, there is no animation. So if you want to make it fully animated, then go to mobile underscore navigation.xml and select this action. Then we need to pop enter anim because we need to travel backward also. So slide in left and over here slide out right. See this is the full thing. These animation, all the four animation you need to give if you want certain full animation look and feel in your app. So just I make it popEnterAnim and popExitAnim. Pop enter for source and target both of the thing animation with enter and exit. So let's see, very nice result we can see in this emulator. Gradle building is running. If you want to make it fully animated, then give all 4 animation in your transition animation in your action. So let's see, very nice result. We can see that this one and go to back very nicely, one and go to back. So let's see, we have completed our task milestone number 1, from home detail to home detail fragment. From home to home detail fragment, we are going to move toward our another one with home detail more. We are going to create one more design with our fragment. So let's see, close it and click on this one, new destination, click over here, then give the name home detail. See this one, fragment name must be unique. Okay, I know that. I need more. So click on finish. Then we want to travel over here, home detail more. So go to home detail more fragment and set as per our color and background and all those things. So just I press background and it will be color home. There is no need for it. Just I make it wrap content and also it will be wrap content and home detail more. So you can set home detail more or home detail more fragment. Okay, then you can set text size, because which one is I thought that it is necessary part, text size 20 sp and make it layout gravity center, home detail more. So our fragment home detail more is about to ready. So go to this one and just increase little bit size 30 sp. So home detail more fragment is design is ready. But for that, step number 3 is over. Step number 4, navigate from home detail fragment to home detail more fragment. Home detail fragment to home detail more fragment. So we need to take one more button inside home detail fragment. Let's see and navigate from this one using view binding. So go to home detail fragment. We take one button below that part, button with width of match parent, height of wrap content. First thing is necessary is ID. So btn underscore go to home detail more. So this ID is ready. Just we need to set all those things. Likewise, first thing is color and background color will be primary dark and text color will be as per the home content. Another thing is we need to define is text size. I think 20 sp is good one. Then one more thing is go to home detail more and let's see what happened. Just I want to little bit padding on the top 20 dp. Then okay, we need to set gravity over here. Just type layout gravity. One thing is bottom, pipe sign and center horizontal, also with certain padding. Okay, margin bottom is 100 dp. So I think our layout is ready. Go to home detail more. So remember this ID btn go to home detail more, and for this one btn go to home detail. Just we are going to make two things. One is that fragment home detail binding, and another thing is navigation controller. Semicolon it. Go to this one on view created, and inside on view created write that binding equals to fragment home detail binding dot inflate get layout inflator, semicolon it, and this one binding dot get root and semicolon. Or here you can set that nav controller equals to navigation dot find nav controller get activity and r dot id dot new host fragment. Very easily, and I know the step. On view created, go to on view created. Without find view by id, we can bind this our component btn go to home detail more, and dot set on click listener new, then on click listener. So just we need to set from this one. So go to mobile navigation, just zoom it. So we directly set this time call the action. So click on it, drag and click over here. So go to in right and exitAnim, that is out left. Go to popEnterAnim, which is in left, and go to popExitAnim, which is out right. So all the action is ready. See this one, action underscore home detail fragment ID is given. So just we need to add over here the nav controller dot navigate r dot id dot action home detail fragment to home detail more fragment. Just press shift F10, then we can see this one. So from home to this one, from home detail fragment to home detail more fragment we are going to navigate. So we have take one more button, go to home detail more. It's a 3 steps hierarchy. So because we need to understand what is exit flow from one fragment to another fragment, because in these days there are more fragments in one activity. So we need to deal with all those things. Then for that purpose, as per the requirement, we can navigate our graph and we can design all those stuff with fragments with navigation graph. So gradle location is finished, and our home fragment is on Android virtual device. This is the output. This is home fragment. See this one. So home detail fragment. If we click on it, and home detail more fragment. If we click on back button, home detail fragment. If we click on this one, then we can feel this look and feel. See this one. So very nicely we can calculate the backward and forward steps. Previously we have dealt with. See this one. It is important. We feel that nav controller dot navigate up and nav controller dot pop backstack. It is automatically arranged by these navigation graph. So no need to manage all those stuff with clear backstack and all those stuff. It is automatically managed by these new Android Jetpack version. So this one in step number 5. See this one. If we want to navigate from home detail fragment to home detail more fragment to home fragment, then we need to set popup to name underscore home. It is the attribute we want to skip home detail fragment in between these one. So if we want to remove these from the backstack navigation, then we can set popup to new home. So by this way we can set back button, then there is no one more activity home detail fragment will be on the path. So navigation from A to B to C, then if we press back from the C, we directly jump to the A. So just on this action just type navigation home. This is pop behavior. This one is uh, change the sign. You can also set by this way also, but it is proper way. I think you can set this way also, but within one action we can do it. So just this action navigation home pop up to new home. So navigation home, without the navigation home, all the activity remove from the stack. So all the fragments will be removed from the stack. So just by this way, press shift F10. See this one, it is very important, pop behavior. You can refer developer.android.com. What is popUpTo? So popUpTo means if we press back from this navigation detail more fragment, then we directly jump to navigation home fragment. Home detail fragment and home detail more fragment, these two fragment will be removed from stack. So let's see. I think it is ready. Okay, once again I press shift F10 for my mind satisfaction. So let's see what happened with this output or output result. And say this one, this is A means home fragment, this is B, and if we press, then we directly jump to the A home fragment. Yes, go to home detail. So it is very important when we navigate from A to B, B to C. When we press from back from the C, B and C will be removed from the stack. So directly jump to the home. So very easy and nice thing. Let's see. Go to home detail, more, click on it and jump to the home detail. So if you can do it only these navigation home in this our stack. Only one fragment on the stack, other will be removed. So see this one, we have created all those stuff, and from home fragment, just I forgot one step. I think it is for the memory purpose on destroy view. Then you can set banding equals to null to avoid memory leaks. This step is to avoid memory leaks. So you can copy this step, Control C, because we give the name binding in all those fragment. So just I paste it on destroy view because it is very important for memory management. So okay, so home detail fragment, we do not do anything with this code. So let's see. And our milestone 1, see this one, our milestone 2 is completed. Milestone 2 is completed. So go to home detail, this one, and go to travel to this one, press back button, and it comes to the navigation home. So that's it from this presentation area. And so our milestone 2 is completed. So go with the navigation graph and let's move towards the hands-on exercise. You need to design two more fragments, gallery detail fragments and gallery detail more fragment. So travel from the gallery end gallery fragment to gallery detail fragment and gallery detail fragment to gallery detail more fragment. When you back from the gallery detail more fragment, you need to travel to gallery fragment. So exercise will be look like this one: navigation gallery to gallery detail fragment and gallery detail to gallery detail more fragment. Let's start with the exercise. You need to create two more things. So click on it and give the name gallery detail fragment. Click on finish and circular this one or arrange on this line. And just I one more thing I make, create more destination and available with the studio. Okay, click on it. Let's see. Okay, click on more and go to this one, gallery detail more fragment. Click on finish, arrange with this one. First I start with the last one. So click on gallery detail fragment. Just I match the background of gallery and it is just gallery detail fragment, so gallery detail fragment. And with this task, so wrap content text size will be 30 sp and text color will be primary dark. So just I think that set the gravity center. Okay, gallery detail more fragment, it is gallery detail. Okay, more. So with the name gallery detail more is ready. Just close it down and move towards gallery. Okay, gallery detail fragment. We need one button over here and one text view. So with the background, it's a gallery background and it is gallery detail fragment. And by this way, just I want to make it to wrap content. With this code, just type gravity center and text color will be primary dark. Text size is 20 sp. So let's check gallery detail fragment. Okay, I think it is ready. Gallery detail fragment. I want one more button over here. So button and it is height will be, width will be match, parent height will be wrap content. Go to id btn underscore go to gallery detail more and text will be also same. Go to gallery detail more and background will be black and text color will be as per the gallery color. So text size will be 20 sp and let's see, just we need to set the gravity, layout gravity. I think first is bottom and center horizontal. I think one more thing, margin bottom will be 100 dp. Okay, so let's see from the graphical layout, go to gallery detail more. So just I type one padding android underscore, and I think 20 dp is good one. And by this way, just I copy this text and margin and okay, text background and text color and text size. Okay, then close it down and just make it to change to fragment underscore gallery. Fragment underscore gallery, just one button. I want go to gallery detail. So click on it. Okay, this is ready, and text size, text alignment. Okay, go to gallery detail. It's a primary dark. I think it's okay. Just it is button, so make it button and btn underscore go to gallery detail and change the background to gallery. Everything is right. Okay, one more thing, padding, it is 20 dp. So all three fragments are ready, 1, 2 and 3. Just you can refresh it or close it down, and from the mobile underscore navigation all three fragments are ready. So just I move from this one to this one, and over here in right, out left, padding is another is in left and out right. Okay, same for this one. Click on it, this line. The first one is in right and exitAnim is out left. popEnterAnim in left and this one is out right. Okay, if you want to set and directly jump to navigation gallery, and you can set it. Likewise this one, just we need to set the code on the programming side only. So go to gallery fragment, comment this code. Two things you know, that fragment gallery binding semicolon, and one more thing is navigation controller. Okay, semicolon and binding equals to fragment gallery binding dot inflate get layout inflator, and just return binding dot get root. Before that, navigation controller equals to set that navigation dot, and over here get activity r dot id dot new underscore host fragment. Okay, after that on view created, super should be the first statement. Directly write binding dot btn go to gallery dot set on click listener, and navigation controller dot navigate r dot id dot from navigation gallery to navigation gallery detail fragment. Everything is ready, I think. Just on destroy view and binding equals to null. It is very easy. For the avoid the memory leaks, we created this one first thing, and after that just we need to write gallery detail fragment. Same for this one. Just okay, let I type all those things. So navigation controller semicolon it, because the fragment gallery detail binding is here, so that's why I need to write one more line. And first I type navigation controller navigation dot get activity, comma, r.id dot new host fragment. Very easy thing, binding equals to fragment gallery detail binding dot inflate get layout inflator, just return binding dot get root. Okay, on view created directly without find view by id, we can btn go to gallery detail more dot set on click listener new space control space. Just enjoy the coding. Navigation controller dot navigate r dot id dot action gallery detail fragment to gallery detail more fragment, and type on destroy view binding equals to null, semicolon it, press shift F10. So if you are confident enough, then you can also do it on your own, because information plus experience equals to knowledge. So navigation gallery and all the stuffs whatever we have done, that we have implemented as an exercise. So let's see what happened and jump to the this one. Just press back button, whatever the new stuff will be ready after Gradle invocation will be finished. So I think activity is launching. Just you need to create two more fragments and two more actions. By the way of these two actions, we need to code inside navigation gallery and another navigation gallery detail. So let's see on this way. Go to gallery detail and here. If I press back, directly move to go to gallery detail. So very easy thing, X, Y and Z, Z to X. So click this one. So everything is ready with this milestone. Two hands-on exercise is completed, but one more booster exercise is here. This booster exercise is to get one more new concept with this one. So from the home fragment, we need to create one more login button. If we are logging with this login, then click forward to dashboard, which is login fragment. And if I press back to the dashboard, then there is no screen should be there. So this is the booster session. See this one, because there is one more attribute is popUpTo inclusive. If we say that popUpTo inclusive is on, it is true, then navigation home will not for more in the stack. So remove from the back stack navigation home, directly jump to the dashboard. When we press back button from the dashboard, there is no home fragment is there. So it is very important when we are trying to make login screen, and at the time after login there is no back button will move to login screen. Directly close the app. So we are try to build these types of app and with this booster session. So go with this one. Just I copy, Control C and Control V. Copy paste is the best thing. Go to login. Okay, you can just type login. Then we think that it is logged in with this one button. So okay, then just type top to bottom of @ +id. You can say that top to bottom of below the id of go to fragment. So control space @+id btn. The upper one is home to detail. Okay, go to home detail and certain margin top. I think we need to set margin top 50 density pixel. So login is ready. If you think that it is login button, after login we move towards the dashboard. So just make one more fragment over here. Okay, plus you can say that it is login or dashboard, whatever you want to name it. Login fragment, click on it. Then we need to design this one by setting the background will be black, primary dark. Okay, background will be primary dark. Okay, you can directly set it with primary dark color and okay equals to double quote control space color primary dark, and it is dashboard, so that's why I write dashboard. After the login screen it is dashboard. Just I want to make it rep content gravity center, text size will be 40 sp, text color will be white, so we can see this one. So there is no gravity sense, I think. Okay, both are rep content. This one is the dashboard, and okay, it is gravity. We need to set layout gravity. Okay, so dashboard screen is here. So see this one from the mobile navigation. This one when we can create, just I make it +1. After that, see this stuff. Just we need to add one more action, and from navigation home to dashboard. So let's bring this action by implementation. Click on it and then drag it to this one. Okay, okay, whatever the right, don't worry, and give the in right, out left, then in left and out right. So everything is easy. Pop up to navigation home. Just make these pop up to inclusive. See this one. Just I make it pop up to inclusive true, because after that this screen will not be much more navigation home. After this one at an dashboard, this screen will not be in the stack. So pop up to inclusive, it is very important aspect for navigation. Just we need to type inside home fragment over here. Just we type binding dot btn, go to login dot set on click listener new space control space navigation controller dot navigate r dot id dot action. We need to type action navigation home to login fragment. Then press shift F10. Just we set one attribute, this one, navigation home, pop up to navigation home, and pop up to inclusive true, because it is important when we design. This is the requirement to close the particular before screen. No more screen will be shown in navigation home. So let's see and check the output just after Gradle building running. So our exercise is to, this is the booster session from the navigation home to login fragment. After dashboard will be shown, there is, if we press back button, there is no more login screen should be there. So it will be removed from the backstack. while we navigate from the back button. popUpTo and popUpToInclusive. These two are the attribute of action in navigation graph. So the Gradle building is running, and after the two process will be finished, the exercise is on the emulator. So let's see what will be the result. So this is the booster session. So go to login. This is the dashboard, and when we click back button, this is no this activity. So from this navigation graph, go to login, press back button. There is no login screen there. So this is our exercise to understand popUpToInclusive. So all those stuffs are finished. Fragment navigation with the transition animation using navigation graph by view binding in Android Jetpack. So if you like this video, then please press like button, share with your friend, because navigation with the fragment is very much important for the new Android development environment in Android Studio 3.6 plus version. Subscribe this channel. Thank you very much.